Hello and welcome. I am Ben the Best 5 and this is another video to showcase how missions can be completed in a most efficient way possible. Well, basically without spending as many funds as possible, maximum profit and that sort of stuff. So in this video, instead of using a reusable system, I'm going to be using a completely expendable system to transport an upgraded version of the orbital tungsten bombardment system, as contracted to by the very, very elusive Mr. Yoda himself, on a rocket which has a similar capacity to the D-class. However, it's actually $10,000 cheaper to launch, as well as the fact that less stuff can go wrong because the stages are solid rocket boosters, well, mostly except for the upper stage, which needs to be a liquid fueled booster, just because I need to get that perfectly circular orbit, or not perfectly circular, but circular-ish, which is really hard to do with solid rocket boosters, so I'm using a liquid fuel booster to get that done. And yeah, however, we will not be attempting to recover any of the parts, simply because the parts of a solid rocket booster which stage are worth almost nothing from recovery, because almost all of their value is in the fuel which is burned during the mission. So here it is, the unnamed rocket prototype, which uses solid rocket boosters to launch its payload instead of a recovery, because that's actually cheaper. It doesn't have a name yet. If you can think of a good name for this rocket, let me know in the comments. Yeah, we'll have a name my solid rocket booster launch system competition in the comments. Yep. The throttle is kind of irrelevant, however it does help to have it up to deploy that upper stage, just because it does help. Now, the launch profile for this rocket will be a lot more efficient than the launch profile of my recoverable systems, simply because the recoverable systems required a launch profile which sent the lower stage out of the atmosphere, which allowed the upper stage time to circularize before the lower stage re-enters. However, since no recoveries will be made for this particular rocket, we don't need to worry about that, which means we can take a more efficient line. Yeah. Another argument for this rocket being superior, apart from it costing less, is the fact that it also is quicker to unlock on the tech tree, just simply because the solid rocket booster parts which are used to build this are only like tier 4 and 5 parts. However, the vector engines which power my recoverable systems don't actually get unlocked until further down the tech tree. So if you are playing this on a career save, then this is a far better option to try and practically create a launch system from, simply because you can unlock it earlier and use it faster, earlier on in the game, which is, actually kind of significant. I mean, for this particular save, it's not as important, because I've already unlocked most of the tech tree. However, if this was, a save starting from scratch, and you want to start building rockets which were as efficient as possible from the get-go, then you would definitely want to consider using a rocket design which is based on solid rocket boosters to produce an efficient launch system, which, just because it's cheaper and it costs less. So this should now take us on a suborbital path, and then we can use the engine and fire it up a second time to circularize our orbit, and then put our lovely, orbital tungsten rod bombardment package in orbit, in case it's ever needed for some reason or whatever, Who knows? Also, if you do have any suggestions for a mission like Mr. Yoda provided for me, please feel free to let me know and I will definitely consider it. Because hey, there's nothing more interesting than community involvement, right? You're just going to be seeing some spare footage now of the mission completing. Alright, we are just about to circularize and put our payload into Kerbin orbit. So here we have it, the upgraded version of the orbital tungsten rod bombardment system, which, each rod is actually significantly bigger than the ones on the previous launch, as well as a cheaper system because it uses those solid rocket boosters, which are incredibly cheap and just get expended, which is actually cheaper than trying to recover anything. Yep, mission success. Cool. Thank you for watching, first and foremost. If you liked it, please leave a like. They're very helpful. They, let me know what content people like so I can make more similar stuff. If you want to see more, please do subscribe. It means a lot. And yeah, feel free to comment. I left some comment suggestions throughout the video, so yeah. Other than that, thank you and goodbye.